Hey y'all, welcome to the 10th episode of Let Retell It. Y'all already know the title, Depression and All the Above. Hope you guys are excited. Sitting here with my best friend, Janae. Introduce yourself.
My name is Janae.
That's not an introduction.
Well, what do you want me to say?
Okay, so can you be a little extra or something?
I'm not an extra person, but I'll be for the sake of this video. So my name is Janae. Born in Jacksonville, Florida. I grew up in Georgia, Marietta, Kennesaw, and now residing in Atlanta or Decatur, if you want to say. I am a Jane of all trades, I like to consider myself. I am a hairstylist, nail tech, now promoter for Black-owned businesses. I am just an upcoming embryo, I guess.
Okay, that was better than the first one. Okay.
Let me drink some wine real quick.
Okay, y'all. So y'all know how we do it. We're just gonna dive in. So, you ready?
Are you nervous?
I'm always nervous.
I should be nervous. You shouldn't be nervous.
Okay, why shouldn't I be nervous?
Cause this is your baby.
It is my baby, but my baby tender sometimes.
There
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes with your kids, you gotta let them go roam free, but that don't mean it don't make you nervous.
Okay, I don't like that blazer. It looks like mine.
Oh, okay. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter.
Get me
Okay, basically, go ahead. What it say?
Oh, my shirt
Yes,
says.
basically.
I'm down.
I am my Black history.
I'm Black history. Let me go to this camera too.
Okay.
Okay,
We all good?
Okay.
All right.
Come on, let's break the ice. Come on.
Okay, so let's get it. Okay, where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Kennesaw first.
Born. Let's start there.
Okay, I'm from Jacksonville, Duval County, 904. Shout out to my water babies.
Hello.
And then I grew up in Kennesaw, Georgia. I left Kennesaw. I left Georgia. Atlanta. I left Jacksonville, Florida. Moved to Kennesaw, Georgia. Moved to Marietta, Georgia. Was in Atlanta, and now I'm in Decatur. I just get around shit.
Okay. So, when was you first introduced to depression?
Oh God. So I used to hear people all the time ask me, was I depressed? You know, those are the normal questions. When you see a doctor, they say, are you depressed? I'm like, what is depression? I didn't know what depression was. That was young. No, for real, that was young. So, I used to hear people all the time say, are you depressed? I'm like, no. When I first was really introduced to it, it was in 2016. That's when I really found out what depression was. I was in a little short-term 5-month relationship, relations, and we were living together, and the guy that I was dealing with was HIV positive. I knew he was HIV positive, but we were in entanglement. Protected entanglement, let me specify. But he broke up with me, and I was still in the house that we were in together, and I found out what depression was. I was depressed not because of the relations. I was depressed because I didn't know what my next move was. So that's when I was introduced to it first.
Okay, and what was some of the things that you were doing during that time?
During my depression?
Yes. Like signs of it. Like if I was to be there and I was looking for it, what should I have seen? What was my warning signs?
Okay, so first and foremost, I was in school at the time at in cosmetology school that I didn't finish. I was in school at the time, and I had basically stopped really going to school. It was like I had to make myself go to school, and I was slacking in school, and I was also working at Zaxby's at the time. I can't say I was late because I was always late. Been late my whole life. But I was in school.
Thank you.
Oh, I was in school, and in addition to that, I was in the house, and I would oftentimes find myself not wanting to get out of bed, not wanting to open the windows. I tell people all the time, open your windows up. Let that light come in. My grandma does that. I used to hear, because God had already prepared me for the breakup, so I already pretty much knew. It was crazy because, can I elaborate?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's crazy because I'm not a weed smoker now, but I had smoked some weed at that time. So when I had smoked the weed, it was like God was revealing things to me. And
But hold up, pause.
okay.
She's never been a weed smoker.
Ever.
So that means like y'all know the beginning stages. That's her whole life. So at the end of the day, now continue.
Okay, so I was smoking. I was smoking. I never forget. I was sitting on the couch listening to Marvin Sapp, and he was revealing to me what was about to take place. So when it did take place of the breakup, I ended up like I would have moments where I feel like, okay, I'm about to be good. I'm good. I can make it. You gonna make it. You gonna get through this. And then I used to find myself on the kitchen floor, face to the ground, crying, just crying. I didn't have no drive. It was like, forget it. I didn't have anybody to say, hey, come here. It's going to be okay. I used to stare out the window all the time, like just literally in the window, staring out the window. So that was my signs that I was going through depression, and basically.
So, let me see how to ask this question.
Oh, just ask it.
So would you? So that's when you met depression. So you never dealt with it before, prior to that, or is that when you realized what it was?
You better pray. So he praying that you hear him. But anyway, so
Girl, you praying over you, Jesus. Receive it.
So I would say as a little girl I was depressed too, but of course I didn't know what depression was back then. That was back in the 90s. I'm an old hoe, y'all. I'm an old hoe baby. I'm an old hoe baby. I'm just playing. But I was a little girl, and I used to, I tried to commit suicide when I was little. Probably nobody knew that. But I basically I didn't really know what depression was. I didn't know I was depressed.
And how old was you at that time?
I was about, okay, we was staying on, see, I'm an old hoe, y'all told you. I use that term loosely. I'm not a hoe, okay? But I was probably about, God, how old was I back then? I was young. I was probably maybe, I'm going to say,
What's a guesstimate?
7, 8.
Okay, what was going on at that time?
Well, at that time, I was a bad child. I can't admit that. I was a bad child. So I was always in trouble in school. And at that time, I'm trying to think what made me. I had a strict mama, first and foremost. And my mama know I can say it out of love, but I had a strict mama. I wasn't allowed to, we was very big in the church, so I wasn't allowed to wear pants and earrings and stuff like that. Growing up in a Pentecostal religion, apostolic faith or whatnot. But I didn't have any freedom for real. I guess at 7, 8, you don't want no freedom. You don't need no freedom. But I just was always in trouble. That's what it was. I was always in trouble.
Okay, so do you agree with me when I say that I don't feel like children are bad? I feel like children don't always properly express themselves. So like, instead of me, god dang, saying ABC, I'ma just go act stupid in school, or I'm gonna go beat somebody up because I'm angry. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it all comes from something. Like, it's just, I don't think they're bad. I think that those are the kids that we should be asking what's wrong.
Well, my mom used to say this saying, children aren't bad, the things that they do are bad.
But why do they do the things that they do? Who asks them?
It could be anything. It could be anything. Children go through things just like adults go through things. And at one point in time, I hear people say that, kids didn't go through things that they went through at that time. And then, of course, now, presently, kids are going through way more than what they were going through back in the 90s.
This new generation?
Back in the 90s, let me move this over a little bit. Back in the 90s and stuff, so, see, it's so much better. So yeah, so, I mean, it could be anything. Some people, people go through things, children was going through things or are going through things because of their upbringing, because of molestation, because of rape, because of parents got drug addictions, or it can even be something as simple as their influences, kids they're hanging around. So, kids go through things as well.
And then I feel like people who take the time to judge their parents so hard, but they can't even see that they are really like reciprocating the same thing that their parents did.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? The cycle didn't stop with them because you're still doing it because you're so focused on who's doing it to you. So,
absolutely.
That was a great point.
Yeah, really.
Okay, pretty much. Okay, so what was high school like?
Oh God, high school girl, you too deep for me, baby. Hold on, let me get my. I'm just. What a church fan that when you need one. Okay, so high school, I was in special education my whole life. Nobody knows that. Okay. No, let me not do that. But yeah, I was in special education my whole life for my bad behavior. I was a badass child. Excuse my language. But high school, I was in what was the school? Hawthorne Haven Academy in Marietta, Georgia. And how that program was after you work it out at the facility, you go to like your high school
transition
school, and I made it finally to my transition school.
It's like a medium, happy medium.
Yeah, but high school was, oh God, I forgot. Okay, so high school was fun. Okay, this is my best friend. You are my best friend. We know that. Of 14 years. So we were in school together from the age of 14 to, But high school was fun because we just really played cards after we did our work. Let me do specify children. We played cards after we did our work, and we get our math done. See, we used to cheat in school. See, we ain't gonna tell all that. So she used to do the math work, and I used to do the reading or whatever the other subject was, and then we'll switch papers, get our work done, and then we'll be playing cards with the teacher. A good math teacher, Mr. Hodorowski.
Yeah, he could teach anybody.
Anybody. And Miss what's her name? Bunny. Her name Bunny. Her nickname
Miss Jackson.
Miss Jackson from New York. But anyway, so she used to so high school for me it was fun, but it was also a struggle because you're dealing with special education children as myself. I can speak for me, I was given or prescribed to Seroquel at the time. Oh, you laugh, girl. Oh, you know you was going to be exposed to your own sins, did you? But I was prescribed Seroquel at the time, so I was abusing Seroquel at that time. And we used to have a little transaction at school where we was like, everybody bring a pill, their behavior medication, and we'll swap it out. Oh, girl, see, they got you praying over there. Oh, my God. That's the old you, though.
Okay, baby. Okay.
So we used to switch medications. We were geeked up off of drugs. We did our work. I was always a bad child, but I was smart. I did my work. I made okay grades. I ain't gonna say it was the best, but I made okay grades. I made good grades. But but it also was a struggle because you can get sent back to for saying the wrong thing or doing the wrong thing. You can get sent back to where you started off at, which made you not want to finish school. So for me, I did not finish school. I have my GED now, but I was damn, I gotta think about it like this. I have a 9th grade education.
But being able to accept that.
Yeah, because I'm an educated black woman at the end of the
day.
Okay. So, yeah.
You'll be surprised what people's education says on paper.
Right.
And then you go meet them. Yes. And you be like, oh, hold up, wait, I wasn't ready because I was coming here to dumb you down real quick.
But let me say this though too, I did drop out of school because I was told that so at 8th grade I was homeschooled by my mom, but when I moved up to Georgia with my aunt, I was told that if I did my work or got these extra credits, I would have been put in my right grade. So at that time, I was into poetry and stuff like that. But at that time, I was told that, but then found out that it wasn't the truth, so it really discouraged me. I didn't want to finish school anymore. And I didn't have someone in my corner as the adult to say, you about to finish school. So I really had a choice in the matter, you know what I'm saying?
Right. So, how do you control depression, like going through all that, like without having the support that you need, or someone to guide you and like having to figure it out all by yourself? Like, how does that affect? I mean, of course, you know what I'm saying, baby girl, I see your growth, but we got to dig it back a little bit for the people. Okay, cool. So how do you control depression with that? I mean, is that something that maybe you've been depressed this whole time, but what it boils down to, you suppressed it? Like, you've learned to live with it, like a status quo, like whatever, it's going to be here for the rest of my life. I got to learn how to maneuver around it.
Well, first what I had to understand, and what we have to understand as people, is that depression, it could be a chemical, and once again, I don't have the technical statistics and the word and all of that stuff, but I can go by my experience. And I can say that depression can stem from something, or it could just be a chemical imbalance.
Right.
And so I feel like the way that you go through depression is, first and foremost, you may not see it, but other people, first it starts with the people around us. Like, you have to notice, pay attention. I tell people all the time when I meet people, I am an observer when it comes to people's personalities and reading them, knowing what approach to take, and I'm still in the process of working on that, but knowing what approach to take on what, this person may be a soft tone person, you have to come at them different than you would someone who you could say, girl, get your stuff together. So I say that, people around us have to see the behaviors of other people. You see this person is a happy-go-lucky person, but all of a sudden they're not. Recognize that. So I think it comes with recognizing from the people around us, and also the people around us to embrace it. We as black people, we as people in general, not black people, we as people in general, hey, how you doing? I'm fine. No, you're not fine
At all.
And that's a learned behavior. Like, we say that because we learned that. So I say acknowledging it, and if you can't acknowledge it, then seek help. Like, seek help. Of course you seek help, therapists and stuff, but help doesn't have to be I'm going to a facility and checking myself in. Help can be someone you confide in, and sometimes we are not strong enough to make the move for ourselves. So that where the people around us come in, as sometimes people need you to be their feet for them, literally pick them up and walk them. Sometimes people need you to be their ear for them, listen to them, hear what they're saying, hear what they're going through. And in addition to that, it's like, it can also start with just a simple hug and holding someone. I feel like a lot of people that are depressed, they're not going to push you away from you just saying, come here, baby, I got you, I know what you're going through, or I sympathize or empathize with you. So I think it's many ways to deal with it. Sometimes you don't know how to deal with it. You have to get yourself out of your physical surrounding, because sometimes our homes are the reason that we're going through it, and you can feel those spirits, or you can feel that energy, you can feel those things, and sometimes you have to step away from the house, especially with working from home right now with the COVID. Like, a lot of these parents are not just the only ones going through it. Children are going through, can't sit still, always at the house. So it's just like, get yourself out of your surrounding, make yourself. You have to make yourself. It's a real make yourself. Like, you have to stay busy, stay active, and stay creative.
Exactly, because the way your depression hits you from the things I asked you what you did, it hits your body. Because, like I keep trying to tell people, depression is going to hit you either in the head, it's going to hit your body, and your depression hits you in your body where you just don't want to do anything. You have no motivation, you know what I'm saying? And so let's start with now and go backwards. How about that?
Okay.
That's probably a little bit easier. Okay. So everyone knows what's going on, dealing with the whole, Let me tell y'all, shout out to my best friend, because my best friend really definitely was there for me today, y'all. Because when I say I would have lost it being there on my own, I would have lost it. So, thank you for that. She real MVP, because I'm telling you, I was weak. So, you know, it's a lot of depression going around, suicidal, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And now is the time to wake up with that, okay?
Absolutely.
I've been suicidal, I've tried. She's been suicidal.
Absolutely.
She's tried. So it's like at the end of the day, when is enough enough? Because when you're that person who tried and you're looking down at someone who succeeded, it makes you look at yourself a little bit different.
Absolutely.
And the people around you and the things that you're going through. And I want to say that, you know, can we talk about that?
Go ahead, girl.
Okay. So I want to say that, you know, it's only really been a couple of weeks since before this happened that a bitch like me was speeding down 75 because this one right here doing the exact same thing.
Yeah. Speak on it.
So it's like at the end of the day, to be that person this is my best friend and it's come to this and I'm getting a phone call and I'm like, what's going on? Because at the end of the day, at this point, you got to check yourself. I can't check my best friend because at the end of the day, it was my responsibility to see. First thing you said was recognition, right? Mm-hmm. So us as the people around them need to be able to be accountable for that. This is partially my fault that I'm getting a phone call with direction of what to tell people when you're gone. That is the worst phone call to ever get in y'all life, okay? And so for this little girl to have caught me and done the same thing and then died, it hits a little bit different. But where she's dead, my best friend is still alive. And depression is still going on out here. And there's still hundreds and thousands of millions of people worldwide trying to kill themselves. Our kids, our middle-aged women,
and men.
And men, because we sleep all night as well. Just this particular in my life, it's with the women right now. And it's like, at the end of the day, when is enough to say that? You know what I'm saying? Like, when can a person be big enough to say, damn, I'm sorry that I didn't notice your pain, bruh. I promise to do better and actually do better.
But,
and then, from your point of view?
I'm sorry. But sometimes we don't know because the people who are teaching us, raising us, they don't know.
Learn lessons.
That it's like it trickles down. Like, it's like, and I'm not speaking on, I'm just saying in general, like it's like your parents could not know, okay, this is how you deal with depression or mental illness, period. This is how you deal with anxiety. This is how you deal with, these different illnesses. This is how you deal with it. Some people don't know. We don't know what we don't know. And it's just like, I come to learn, and this is, again, none of my stuff is written on paper. This is just how I feel from experience. I come to learn that there is a lot of parents and parents, our grandparents and our great-grandparents who were taught to suck it up. When you get a whooping, fix your face. You bet not cry. Or, we was taught that. We can say it stemmed from slavery days for all we know. We were taught to, I bet not see you shed a tear, or you better not cry, or, we was taught those things. So we're passing it down to our children. Our children don't know how to come to us and say, mama, or they don't recognize it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, we have to learn how to not just recognize it, but sometimes we don't know. Sometimes we don't know what it is.
That's real.
So
that's real. And that's why I preach so hard on educating yourself. Be the person who wants to know why you do the things you do. Be the person who wants to understand why you feel the way you feel when certain things are done to you. Understand yourself before anything.
And start.
Go ahead.
This last thing though, I say, I'm gonna be real, like, and see, sometimes you gotta sit in it. It may not always feel good. It may not always feel like you thought it was gonna feel. But parents, we have to sit in it. Excuse me, not we, because I don't have any children. But parents have to sit in it. Like, listen, you have to get off them phones, get off that social media, get to know your child, get to know. Today, during the burial, we went to a wake. A father over his daughter, singing to his daughter, who is in a casket now, who will never see the light of day again because she committed suicide at the age of 20. And it's like, parents have to be accountable for the fact of, you didn't teach your child this, you didn't teach your child about that. And even though you don't know, it's, you know now. So it all comes down to cutting the pride and speak on it. Talk about it. Getting your children's phone, getting your children's social media, getting your children's life. Period. Just make sure you talk about it.
You have to be okay with your child saying, and it don't have to be your child, with the relationships you choose to indulge in general. You have to be okay with that person saying to you, "You're hurting me. You doing this is hurting me." You have to be grown enough to be like, "Well, we're gonna fix that because I don't want to hurt you, and that's not my intention." But when your child comes to you and be like, "Mama, why you do this?" You feel like they're not deserved the answer because why? They're a child. No, they deserve an answer. Anyways, that was whole left field. Anyways, rewind. So in the motion of that moment in your life, what was going on? Like in midst of the drinking, in midst of the swallowing each pill. I don't know how you took it. You know what I'm saying? But what was your mental at that point? Like, how did that day even start? Because this was at night.
So that particular day. Okay, so we're talking about some weeks ago, like 3 weeks ago. So basically, I called my best friend, Brianna. I called her and was like, I actually called her my mom, my significant other, and I had told them, I just told her, I said, yo, I just took the last 7 of my hydrocodones that was prescribed for whatever reason before. I took 7 of my hydrocodones, and I had a cup of liquor. I'm not a drinker or whatever, but I'm ready. I'm ready, and it's not that, to be honest, it's not that I wanted to die because I know that there is. I didn't want to die. It's that I wanted someone to see that I need help. I wanted someone to see that I am asking for help. I went to the psychologist. I went to the mental studies and been told, here go a number, here you go. I've had people from the suicide hotline come to my house and be like, I'm like, yo, I'm asking for help. And here you go. Well, here go some resources right here. But it's like balancing, okay, well, if I go to this mental institution, then that means I'm going to be taken off of work and I can't pay these bills, or, it's just like, I realized, okay, so that day I can't remember specifically what happened, but I do remember calling my significant other, and I was telling him that I was emotional wreck because all of the stuff that was happening with my living situation, and I had to emergency move from my place a week after he had left to go work out of town. I was doing it alone, so I was alone by myself, doing these things by myself. So I was calling him, and he didn't know how to deal with it. I mean, he dealt with this before for me, but he didn't know how to, okay, she needs help. And that's when it comes to people recognizing she needs help. And so that day, I had my candles on, I was laying down in the bed, and I was just like, he was busy for whatever. Oh no, he wasn't busy. His phone was going straight to the voicemail or something. But my mind jumped to, he's ignoring my phone calls because he likes to turn his phone on Do Not Disturb for his friends and for the people. I'm just saying for the people. But it makes me be alone in hell. But so that day I was just like, I was having my up and down. I'm okay, but I'm not okay, but I'm okay, but I'm not okay. I'm not performing the best at work. So that day I ended up going to the kitchen, and I ended up getting the liquor, and I ended up pouring that in the cup, and I ended up taking 7 pills. And so after that, I ended up calling you. I ended up calling my mom, and I ended up calling my significant other, and I was on the phone with them. And I just laid on the floor. Like, I was just like, the feeling of it. It's like the feeling is going through emotional issues. The feeling of it is the worst. You feel so hopeless. You feel like, there's no way out. Like, forget the God gonna make a way. Forget the I'm gonna pray for you. Forget the, go seek counseling. It just sometimes it becomes overbearing.
And then at that point, how do you continue to fight?
How do I?
What would have been an alternative than doing that?
Well, everybody's alternative is going to be different,
Right,
but
but I'm talking to you.
her,
I'm just saying.
butter my eyes and call me a biscuit.
Not today.
Let me think about that. My alternatives. I would say my alternative would have been to take my ass to sleep. And I only say that because I was not strong enough, and I probably am still not strong enough to recognize, or not to recognize, to say, to actually go stop flirting with the idea. I heard Charlemagne the God say that. He said, I kept flirting with the idea of getting help. So for me, I kept flirting with the idea of getting help, and my solution, excuse me, you all, at that point probably would have been to just simply, or not simply, but to go get help, forgetting or saying, is that my sister?
Yeah.
Hey, Kayla. Talking about get her right.
Someone wants to come inside of the video, but I'm gonna let you finish talking.
Okay, so my idea is to just stop flirting with the idea of getting help, and just to go get help. And to just go get help. So, for me, I mean, that's what it would have been at the time. For me, at that time, it would have been, you know what, forget that I have to go to work in the morning. Forget that job right now. Yes, you said that to me. Forget that job right now. Yeah, I'll be late for work every day, and that don't count against me. But I need to go get help for I not even making it to work the next day.
Now, simple that down to the simplest form. Put yourself first.
Period.
Okay? Your mental is
Everything.
if it's not right, you're not functioning.
I
Period.
use this before anything, and we got to say that time. So everybody say it with me. Before anything, your mental health is everything. Before anything, you know, they say in church all the time, they be like, Lord, keep my mind. You know, keep my mind stayed on you, God. Or they just be like, keep my mind. And you don't really understand those things until you going through the tests and going through the trials. But it's a simple, keep my mind, because your mind is what caused all of this to function.
Hello.
Period.
Okay. And now today,
Okay.
your emotions.
Right now?
Yes, I want to talk about the process, okay, of surviving for one. We'll talk about that. And then after surviving, what have you done to make sure that that doesn't happen again? And then boom, being hit by my life interrupting you. You know what I'm saying? What's the emotions of that? And I don't think depression is something that ends overnight. So I would probably say you might be like a little depressed. But you know what I'm saying? Like, so can you explain that process to us?
Well, now I don't go through depression, to be honest with you, and I haven't claimed that in a while. For a couple of years, I was going through depression, but I promised myself I wouldn't go through it again, because I'm more, and the technical word that they use in the medical field would be post-traumatic stress disorder. I go through post-traumatic stress disorder. I have triggers, things that trigger me. If something goes on or something happens, it triggers me and it triggers my emotion. And that's what I would say. So I don't claim depression anymore, to be honest with you.
Okay.
So post-traumatic stress disorder. What I do now, and it's not too long ago that this happened. So it's like, I was just in this same very room that I just moved into, crying and like, what I'm gonna do? But, honestly, how am I currently? I don't know. To be honest, y'all, I swear, and I'm not trying to cap for none of this, but I don't know how I feel the way I feel right now. I don't know what made me feel like it's gonna be okay. I don't know what made me feel like, and to be honest, I think it was more so a peace within myself that, baby, you gonna make it. Baby, you okay. Baby,
Been through worse.
There's someone who just took their life because of, depression. Baby, you gonna be okay. And actually what's crazy is because, okay, so when I lose a job, let me tell y'all the funny part. When I lose a job, I ain't gonna say when, but I'm gonna say the times that I have lost a job, I ain't gonna say all the time, but a couple of times I've been like, oh my God, Linda, I need that money. You late? I need that money. You know, every time you get high, you start looking like Sugar Bear.
Okay,
So
don't even know a movie.
So girl, you know I get sidetracked quick. So let me tell y'all. Friday, am I talking too much?
No.
Okay, so Friday, to be honest with y'all, I lost my job Friday.
You got so good you can laugh about it, though, right?
And that's the crazy part because I thought I kind of felt, I know I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna be accountable. Like, I lost my job for this reason, but in reality, I wasn't doing what I was supposed to. I cannot work from home. I admit that I'm not responsible enough to work from home. So Friday I lost my job. So I thought I was gonna be feeling some type of way about it, which, okay, I shedded a tear. I cried a little bit based off my life, and then that was added on. But I actually, for some reason, I had a peace about it because it was like, okay, come on, start looking for other jobs. But then it was like, your mama told you you're never going to be comfortable until you dwell into your calling. And my calling is not clocking in every day working for the white or black man. My calling is to dwell in my creativity. So when I lost my job, I was just like, I know this sounds crazy and I'm not trying to be all deep and stuff, but to be honest, I actually got this piece let me tell y'all for real, and I put this on Facebook. I know I keep saying I'm gonna tell y'all for real, but Friday, I lost my job. I was the only one. I stay in a rooming house right now. Friday, I lost my job. I was the only one living here in this house. And then 3 other people came. And, I like to find people through music. So if I'm playing my music, I like to see what you like. Okay, that's my song. So I was jamming to my music. Couldn't find the music. My roommate upstairs or whatever. And then that Sunday, I told some of y'all a story, but Sunday I was asleep. I woke up and I heard something, but I ain't paying no attention because I'm knocked out and I sleep. Who said? Go ahead.
I ain't saying nothing.
Okay, so I can sleep, y'all, okay? Thumb in my mouth and everything. So I went to sleep. And then when I woke up again, I heard somebody, so I thought it was a televangelist. Y'all know them people who be, the Osteens and all them people. No offense to anybody, but so I heard some televangelists, and so I was like, who? Okay, I got some praying folks up in here. Let me go out here and be nosy and see who playing it, because I got 2 roommates. 3. So I went, opened my door a little bit, and I stepped out the door a little bit, and then I heard, I'm like, that's not the television. That wasn't a televangelist. Like, who listening to this? It was somebody praying, y'all. And when I tell you it was that prayer, there's a song that says, Lord, take me back to that place where I first received you. And that doesn't have to be necessarily a spiritual thing. It can be an everyday thing. You don't have to get deep to listen to those words. Take me back to the place. Take me back to the place where I had my drive, my ambition, the willpower. So the creativity. So after I heard him, I was like listening to the words he was saying. And he was just like, bless this home. Like, this ain't our home, but bless it while we here. Help us to have that drive. So after I heard that, I was like, God, you did that because I know it was nobody but God, because of the fact of I have lost my faith, and I am working on unlearning the spiritual things that I have learned as a child, and how religion and how belief is supposed to be, and I'm getting to know God for myself. So it may not look like what you feel like it should look like, but it's what I feel, what God, me and his relationship with me and him. So that's why I knew that was assurance, because I was at that point before I heard that, I had just cried myself to sleep and was like, mind you, since 2016, this is 2020, so 4 years, I've been battling with these emotions. So at that time, I knew that was God saying, I ain't gonna leave you nor forsake you. You got just a little while longer. So I knew that. And my let me say this, and I'm gonna shut up, y'all, because I can talk. I'm gonna say this. My revelation may not look like. Am I supposed to look at the camera when we doing this, or am I supposed to look at you?
Girl, I be looking wherever I want to. You know what I'm saying? That's a personal question.
Got it, so this I be going over there kind of. So anyway, so my revelation may not look like your revelation. My revelation may be, that, or your revelation may be a book. It may be a person. It may be it could be an animal. It could be anything. So it's just like, your revelation may be different from mine. So don't expect it in that form. And just expect it, But yeah,
dare to be different. Okay, so
I need to be on Oprah somewhere and let Ruth tell it.
Oh, girl, you did that, girl. That would have been one of the promotions.
I'm joking, y'all. I'm joking.
Anyways, so let's talk about your PTSD.
Okay.
Where's the roots?
Because that's what you've been waiting. Okay, so I'm hot. I feel like when I talk, Okay, so my PTSD. No. My PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, came from, and again, I did not know this at the time of going through it, but I had to learn as an adult, and I'm going to get on that, but I had to learn as an adult. We suppress things, or we don't know that you're supposed to go get help after these situations have taken place. So I didn't know that I even needed help. I didn't know that you were supposed to get help. But for mine, to be honest, it came from my childhood of molestation. It was my teenage year of molestation. It came from me being promiscuous, because that was the way that I was, or the outlet that I was using to, I'm not going to say cope, but that was the outlet, because again, I didn't know that I needed help. I didn't know you're supposed to go talk to somebody after you get molested.
Because we're children, so we're really operating off of learned behaviors.
So mine came from molestation. I was molested. I can remember as early as it started, I was molested. To be honest, y'all, I was molested and then again, molestation comes in different forms.
Exactly.
So you think it's, okay, they just playing house. But I was molested at the early age of 5 that I can remember. And I did speak on it now, but back then I had told my mother that I was molested, I had told my mother that one of my siblings had opened my robe up and said, "Let's have sex." And she was like, "Girl, go ahead. You come here. Did you do this?" "No, I didn't do that, Mama." "Okay." And kind of shooed it or swept it under the rug, whatever the technical terms are. But it was that time. It was the Playing House by multiple, let me specify. It was Playing House, for the molestation. It was Playing House by, forgive me please, because there's a big difference, and I know it's wrong either way, but me and my siblings were playing house, And so I was introduced to sex at an early age, and I can remember 5. I can remember many times. I can remember not just that, but also when I was 15, I was molested. Not playing house. I was molested by my grandfather, and I was blamed for it. I was blamed for it and said, "Oh, well, she already was running around here being promiscuous and all this," which this right here was clink, clink. I was not giving this cookie up. So those people telling you that, it was like, But yeah, it started early. It comes from molestation. It comes from not feeling like I was, pretty enough, because I was a little fat little girl. I ain't had no neck like now, but I can accept it now. I ain't had no neck back then. I was in school. I used to get picked on in school. And it came from insecurities, the word insecurities, being fat. It came from molestation, insecurity, and abuse, physical abuse. That's what it came from.
And when something happens to you when you're 5, and then it happens again 10 years later, with you comprehending it way more than, you know what I'm saying, it kind of puts. How did you push past that? Like, what was that mind frame like, when all that went on with your grandparents? You know what I'm saying? What was that mind frame like?
Oh, like it happened again?
Like what was your process like going through that? Like, you were 16, 17, right?
I was 15.
15?
Yeah, I was 15. I was 15, yeah. I was 15 and 16, so it would happen at 15, and there were warning signs that were ignored. And then at 16, it was the emotional of it. That's when I got prescribed from Seroquel.
Oh, trust me.
That's when I used to just, and I was abusing my medicine at that time too. But, so what's your question?
The mental. Like, what was your mental, like, even as far as like everything that happened after that? You know what I'm saying? Like, why did it take you until after? Why did it take so long for you to snap? How did you get through that mentally? How did you carry on through all of these years? Because naturally, I would have snapped at 15. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't handle everybody else's truth. So, what got you through being 15 to 28?
Well,
you say you got into depression about 24, so that's when it got a little rough. So you started snapping at 24, but you snapped at 28. So it's like, okay, baby. So what got you through from 15 to 24, and how have you been maintaining from 24 to 28?
I could say that I could honestly, I could make up and be like, oh, it was just.
We're not gonna do that.
Peace, and it was just this, but bullshit. It was honestly, I was taught to suppress it. I was taught to act like everything is okay, and this is not by my parents, let me do say, because I moved from my mom. Let me give y'all the timeline. I moved from my mom at the age of 13 and moved to Georgia with my aunt. So I was taught to act like everything was okay. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not gonna say taught. I'm gonna say I had learned how to act like everything is okay. I had learned how to cry in my bed. I had learned how to not tell or not speak on it, because I didn't come out with my story of being molested at 15 by my grandfather. I didn't come out with that story. Actually, a friend in school, what school is that? Harrison, that we were going to, had spoken, said I had told her and she had told the school, which that's when it came up. So I am not the one who spoke on it. So I had learned how to suppress the feelings. Like, it was like I have this hard exterior, and then being older continuously, I just now learning that you don't have to be hard all the time. You don't have to be, everything is okay. You don't have to be the Medea. You don't have to be gangster, as I like to call it. Like, okay, that's what I had been for so long. So allowing myself to be vulnerable, I didn't know how to do that. I don't know. I'm working on doing that. So, I mean, how did I make it that long? To be honest,
God.
No, I mean, of course it was God, but how did I make it that long? I was faking it. I was acting like everything okay. I was acting like, okay, I'm good now, baby. I'm a G. I got this. I'm good. I'm a push. That's what I was doing.
Wearing a mask, which
period.
That's what most people do. So, when was it at that point where it's like, I can't do it no more? Because the thing about it is, pretending to be someone that you're not is hard. You know what I'm saying? And it takes so much energy out of you. And then you wonder why you're depressed and you don't want to do nothing. You're draining yourself intentionally if you think about it. Life is not meant for you to walk out the door and pretend to be someone you're not. It's draining. Even you have to force yourself to think like a different person. I ain't got time. So when did you realize that I want help? Like, this is not me. Like, this is not normal. Like, when do you realize that it's unhealthy? Because you gotta think about it. This is what you're taught. How do you go about telling yourself that you need to change the way you're taught? How do you go about telling yourself that the way that you've been living is a lie? How do you, because to a certain extent you pass it up. Oh, my mama taught me some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Damn, mama. You know what I'm saying? How do you get to that point of even being so depressed this whole time? How do you get to that point of getting help? Like, where does it begin? Like, where does the thought even come from when you're living your life a certain way and you're on someone else's beliefs? When does it get to a point where you're like, damn, this can't be fucking normal?
Yeah.
Like, how, and then I know, like, especially when you're having to teach yourself things, like, that's the part she didn't say, that she's been on her own since, what, 17?
17. I'm
so
self-taught most things.
Basically, self-taught, self-made. Hello, I know every trade. That's my best friend.
I'm talking about from, like, self-taught to, my mama tell you, like, she didn't teach us about the birds and the bees. We had to go out there and learn on our own for her older children. I was self-taught, and not to get all deep, but I'm talking about to how to manage the checkbook, to how to go grocery shopping, to how to wash clothes. Well, my mama taught me that, but grandma did too. How to sew, my grandma taught me that. That's probably why I sew the weaves up. But I've been really self-taught with a lot of stuff. How to change the car, how to change your rotors, how to, a lot of the things I've been self-taught on. So it's really, honestly, it's really trial and error. Like, people start speaking on things and then you start saying, okay, hold on. Okay, that kind of makes sense. But the thing is, this is what I like to put emphasis on, is that once I realized I never was not trying to get help. I've always and this is not just for the people who you are around. It's not just for the people that we see every day. This is for the people who are in those high positions, such as the social workers and the therapists and the counselors and the owners of these mental health businesses and stuff like that, like or the defects, the what they call it, child protective services. This is for all of those people as well, because it's not just the people around us. Don't ever take lightly someone trying to get help. I never was not trying to get help. I've always used my resources. I believe in resources first and foremost. So I've always tried to use my resources, or I've always spoke to someone around me and my family as well. And it has been ignored to the extent of it. Baby, I'm very outspoken. So when I say I need you to come and pick me up, literally come and get me. Like, come literally pick me up. I know I'm a big girl now.
That big.
230 pounds is big.
Okay.
I need you to literally come and make me, because I can't make myself right now. I don't have the will to drive, the push to push myself. So I need you to push with me. I need you to help me push. Like, so I never was not trying to get help. Go ahead. Say it. Girl, say it.
What? No. And that is the case sometimes. Like, we got to understand in this world that all those businesses that she just named are literally people out there that operate through money, like churches. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be careful what church you go to.
Church folks,
you have to be careful what doctor you go to. You literally have to do your research about everything you choose to put yourself into. You know what I'm saying? Or why you're going to get dead results. Because if you're going to places that are doing something that's not generally from their heart, then how are they going to help you? How are they going to help you if they only care about you coming and they getting a check?
It's like you said, it's church too, because it's church, baby. It's some church folks too. And church hurt, they say, is the worst hurt. And that is kind of true, because people hold church people, which we shouldn't, but we hold church people to a higher standard. So it's also the church people. Everybody is not going to Ishalala Boba, he's coming in a Honda to get their healing. Everybody is not, first of all, tongues is a gift. Everybody don't have the gift of tongues. Everybody's not going to come in a beautiful hat, church hat, and got their Sunday's best on. Everybody don't look like that. That's not what. First of all, we are the church. So it's also not just to the social workers and stuff. It's also to the church people. We have to, as people of God, have to stop being critical. And I know we're human and we naturally, look what she got on. That skirt too short. But keep that to yourself. Because you never know what somebody is going through. I remember going to church a while ago. And I went to church. I had been to church in a long time, but I know I needed to go to the temple. It's not church, we the church. It's the temple. And when I went, one of the ministers said something to me, and we spoke about it afterwards. See, I could have took that, girl, I'm a beat Joe. But I wanted to try something different. And I wanted to take a different approach. So she basically said, see that world beating you up out there. And I know, we come from that one Lord, one faith, one baptism background. So it offended me. And what I had to explain to her as a minister, I had to tell her that you don't know what somebody is going through to say that to someone. Because at that time, I was on the verge of suicide. And this was just I'm going to say 3 months ago, maybe a little bit before the pandemic. So this was back in February or whatever. So, not 3 months ago. But even the church people have to be more... Your church is a ministry. The temple is a ministry. You're doing God's work. You're ministering. It's not about you. It's not about that person. It's not about the pastor. It's not about titles. It's about your ministry. You serving for God. And it's how can people want to walk into a church and feel comfortable if you're not showing, God is love? If you're talking about people when they fall and bump their head, we all sin and come short of the glory of God. Pastor sin, you sin, we sin, I sin, everybody sin. So we have to, it's not, like I said again, it's not just the social workers that need a wake-up call. It's the church as well that need a wake-up call. People go through stuff too.
I feel take the label away. People in general, it doesn't matter what your title is. People in general need a wake-up call. Just in general. For real, just that simple.
We have to stop getting caught up in the because I'm a church person, which is just kind of going left field, but I'm supposed to look like this, act like this, feel like this. No. First and foremost, half of the things we learn in church is not even truth or wrong or right. Let me say that, wrong or right. We just learned it from somebody else who don't even know the knowledge on their own. So it's we have to stop getting caught up in this is what it's supposed to look like, the ambiance. We just gotta stop getting caught up in the ambiance of it and start focusing on what the mission is at hand. There are people coming into church who are mentally going through it, have sex demons, have drug addictions, have marital problems, have children problems. People can be in prison. It's so many reasons. And as the ministry, and this is not just going for the social workers as well, the counselors, because that is your mission. That is your due diligence as well, is to also make sure you are serving. That. Make sure you're serving as well to help people who are going through mental health in church. They don't speak about it in church either, but it's real. And that's something that needs to be spoke about as well. Not all, we like Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Acts, and Romans, Philippians 1 and 2. But the reality is, it's real.
Yeah, because all that judging and belittling, that's the stuff that has to stop. You know what I'm saying? We have to be... And let me tell y'all something, because I can say this with my best friend. Okay, some people are very, very, very hard to understand, which means you're going to have to go through hella shit with them. And even once you understand them, being patient enough to be I'm going to let her change in her own time. Because some people are hard-headed. Some people are prideful. Some people are selfish. And it's at the end of the day, talking about me too, y'all, because I'm not perfect. These are the things that as individuals need to be changed, because it's like maybe if we stop making it so hard for people to help us or want to even help us, take the time to put their effort into us, then maybe they would do it more often. Maybe it would be each one teach one. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm talking about myself now, and I can say this in front of my best friend because I know myself. Like, we just got in an argument the other day in the store because what? I'm childish, I'm spoiled, and I throw tantrums sometimes still, even though I'm working on it. I'm working on it, okay? So it's like, I know I'm not easy to get along with. I am not the easiest person to befriend, but I'm loyal and I love hard, bro. So it's like, at the end of the day, with patience, I'm gonna be an A1 person, you know what I'm saying?
So you're saying meet people where they are.
Basically. Thank you.
Because healing is not always going to be in the form of, hey, I'm ready to be healed. Sometimes it's in the form of, okay, let me sneak in here a little bit and see what's around. Okay. Are they nice? Are they nice people? Okay, I can go talk to them. So it just looks different. Healing looks different. Your healing and what and healing may not be, you know, you stop smoking or drinking or whatever the case may be. You may sip again. And that don't mean you ain't trying to get it right or you're getting it right or you are right. It just means you working through it. We all have habits. Your habit may not look like my habit. My habit's not going to look like your habit. We all have habits. It could be something as simple as eating too much food when you know you full of gluttony. It can be so, that hit home, didn't it? I'm just playing. It could be something. It could be drugs and alcohol. It could be sex. It could be expressing yourself through sex. It could be anything. Like, we all have habits. Being late for work every day, but we all have habits, like, and yours ain't greater than the others. Yeah, it hit differently than the others,
and all habits can be changed if they're bad ones.
We all sin and come short of the glory of God, period.
Right. So, you know what I'm saying? You can't. And then my whole thing about it is all the judgment before even understanding the background. You know what I'm saying? I've literally tricked my brain to make me be like, when people make me mad, my brain naturally thinks, well, what's going on with this person? Why are they being so evil towards me? What did I do? Oh no, let's go in there. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to pick people's brains. It's okay. And that could be picking it to understand them or picking it to learn from them, because you got to remain teachable, period. So it's like, at the end of the day, try to understand people. Like, if you want people to understand you, then take the time to understand other people. You know what I'm saying? Stop being so I can't even say the word right now.
Somebody want to go live. It says view request. Oh, this guy.
Is it a real profile?
Yeah.
That part probably was 20 minutes ago.
Who is Mar? Oh, okay. Gosh, that was wait, I got your name on that, John. Oh, yeah. Hi, Justin. Hi, Krista. My front camera. Hey, Erin. Hey, Lily. Khalili.
Hey, Kalisha.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Okay. All comments taken care of? Hey, can I get a... Just kidding. Let me stop. So it's like, at the end of the day, but that's also, you have to be able to choose who to allow into your bubble too as well. Like, you have to think about it. Protecting your bubble, which is, I like to say bubble, but your mental, it should be your number one priority. Your self-love should be your number one priority. So it's like protecting that. Once you start protecting that, hey
Kayla, we already said hey to you, baby. That's my sister.
Hey, girl, right there. I think that's in the bloodline, because
it's in the bloodline.
Right, but it don't matter the sign when it comes.
I come from a very extra family, and we love it.
Okay.
Got a song for everything.
Okay. Give one for right now.
Why won't you come on in the room? Yeah, Lord, come on in the room. Yeah. He's my doctor. Okay, that's it. Oh, yeah.
That was a good one. That was
in the room. Come on, look at your neighbor. Say he in the room now. I'm just playing.
Heal me, Lord. Heal me, Lord. Mm-hmm. We established about positive affirmations, and so we're agreeing that they work.
Absolutely.
Okay, because like I said, everything's opinionated.
And I have to start with that. I know it sounds so crazy saying it, but I had to start telling myself because I will be quick. I ain't gonna lie, I do. I used to act. Let me change the way you talk in. Not I'm trying to get this business, but I'm getting this business.
Okay, basically.
So change the way you talk. Like I had to stop. I had to say to myself, I am peaceful.
Glory.
I am
calm.
I am calm. I will not pop off. Because that person just did that. I'm gonna give her a warning first. I have to start saying I will not catch me outside. I will not do that. I am calm. I am peaceful. My surroundings are peaceful. My home is peaceful. My mind is peaceful. Like you have to start saying those things. Speak those things as are as though they are, and they will be. And the more you speak them, the more your mind thinks them, and the more your mind thinks them, the more you'll speak them, and then you'll start walking it, and then you're gonna.
And like learn to action, y'all. Nothing without action is going to be successful. Even if it's just today I walked half a mile.
Faith without work is dead,
basically. Even if I just walk half a mile, you know what I'm saying? Start somewhere. Don't put too much stress on yourself because when you overstress yourself, guess what? It's like know your warning signs. Go ahead.
It's like saying, oh God, I need you to bless me with a car. Oh Jesus, I need a car. Oh God, I need a car. Okay. Oh God, gonna bless me with a car. God gonna bless me with a car, but you ain't called nowhere about no car. You didn't go do the work, let God do the other work. You didn't he could have said, okay, I'm gonna let you get this car. So faith that works is dead.
Exactly.
God, I need you to help me with this test. Lord, help me with this test. But you ain't studying. Do your part, God gonna do his part.
When did faith come back to you?
I'm not there yet.
Okay, when did you realize you lost it?
My faith. I realized, let me tell y'all, the downfall is truth. I realized I lost my faith back in, I was losing my faith back in 2015, 16. We was at the home, the hostel. The home hostel. Oh my God.
Everybody got different.
Oh, my story. I be y'all story.
I'm tell you.
Mama was a Rolling Stone back then, but no, it was back then, and I started getting connected. With the wrong people. I started hanging around alchemists. I started hanging around with people who didn't believe in God or once believed in God, or once had faith. People who once had faith, but the church had hurt them. It was a girl. She was, I'm gonna say her name, but it was a girl. She was her, and she was like, I got pregnant, and the people who were supposed to love on me the most just talked about me, the church people. So around people that didn't have that faith as well. Like if you wanted, my brother said this. My brother, I think he might have merchandise on here. No, he changed it to something else. But Kelly, he said, if you want to be a millionaire, hang out with millionaires. So I had lost it because I was hanging around the wrong people. I stopped going to church. And then in addition to that, the relationship that I was in at that time, it was also a because, I was the driving force for going to church and to stay focused, stay in the meditation and stuff like that. But I started because I was connected with the wrong people. I was connected, and I said they bad people, but how can the blind lead the blind? So, but I'm gonna say this too, and this is some G stuff though. Also, I had learned a lot within that time as well, because I had also come to learn that I had to unlearn, as my mommy say. I have to learn again. I had to unlearn what I had been taught in the church, and I had to learn for myself as well. So I gained a lot of knowledge as well within that time too, because you know, there's also natural remedies, or there's also,
Well, I burned a little bit on the time.
it was, what time or what?
Of what you're talking about. You keep saying the time. You want to talk about that?
I'm saying at the time, you want me to like specify?
Just like, list what's going on in the area at the time.
Okay. I ain't ready, Lord. I ain't ready. Can I back out this interview? I ain't ready. I ain't ready. Got that life, y'all. Boo-boo child. You really? So anyway. Okay, baby. Okay, so you should be over here writing my book while I'm talking. Okay.
I'm writing right now.
She did right now. Okay. Let me finish this first one. So I had been married. I was married. I married after my 21st birthday to someone who was dead. But I had just moved back down here to Georgia from Florida. I had just moved back down. Married, moved back down, but I was separated at that time. So I had just moved back down here, and I was staying in a hotel, and with my other best friend, and then me and my other best friend Bree, we ended up getting a hotel together. So, woo, I gotta get it. We was in this hotel. Okay. We was in this hotel, and we were studying it. I rock with you, right?
Okay. Times are hard and things
Taylor.
Okay.
So, we were staying in a hotel, and we were thugging it. Like, we were literally used to go to the church. We used to go to bus ministries in Marietta, Georgia.
Okay. Let me tell y'all something about the homestay, okay?
Okay.
Everybody fell in love with the wrong man at the homestay. My bad. I'm sorry, y'all. So just imagine being thrown through the mud. On top of that, living with me now. This is back in my addiction.
Hey, Huncho.
So, Janae, living with me in my addiction, let's just say I don't even know how she did it. And on top of that, she didn't know I can cook. Whatever. Anyways. So,
I tried to add you in. Let's talk.
That's a dude from...
That's Huncho, yeah.
You want to have it?
Kayla, you on your thing too? Yeah, y'all watch it. Y'all can. I'm telling you what I got. Can I tell that to come in? If y'all watching, any questions, you want to talk about anything?
Specifically mental health and depression. If you want to come live and don't want to talk about those things, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm hanging up. Period. So please know before I do it here. Mental health, depression, schizophrenia, split personalities, insecurity. Talk about any of that.
You're overcoming it, or your story, or whatever the case may be. But so yeah, we was staying in a hotel or whatever like that, and everybody had I just can't laugh when I talk about the thing. Baby, I'm old. Nah, I ain't gonna claim that. I'm old.
No, you know what? Let me give him the professional. Because y'all know something, this is how you understand your growth. Because sometimes you wake up and you try to go do the things you used to do, and you can't do them no more. So, like I'm saying, we're retired hoes. You know what I'm saying? We had our days. It was fun. Now we're trying to go get some businesses started. You know what I'm saying? Go get some money. Go save some people. You know, I've been delivered. And if you want to be delivered, you can be delivered too.
I be playing saying old hoe and all this stuff like that, because I never ever in my life been a hoe.
Reedy said we was on record before.
Yes, God, Reedy.
Glory to that hoe.
You know, I was a little,
You ain't gotta say.
I was a real nigga, but I wasn't, But anyway, yeah, we was over there at the homestay. And for the homestay, I'm gonna tell you why I like the homestay, because it was like everybody had a hustle. Everybody who was staying in the hotel had a hustle. So we used to go to Must Ministries, which is in Marietta. We used to go to Must Ministries at 12 o'clock every day, staying in the hotel, working these dead jobs. jobs that's only giving you money to
Survive.
survive. That was only giving me
Ooh, okay, look, okay. I know you came for your sister.
We now interrupt this commercial so I can deal with my girl. I have it later. But we was we was going to the shelter. Must Ministry to the shelter. I'm sorry. We was going to the shelter every day eating lunch.
Living out bins. That's all we had was a bin of clothes.
A bin of clothes. We had food stamps. But we had no car. Clothes, no car. Oh, no car.
No car back then. Girl, no car.
I don't know. She from a mighty long way. Girl, and then when I got my first car, we had and it was my other friend too. So she was pregnant and it was a rough time. I mean, it was rough, but it was fun. I ain't gonna flex. We used to be up there like G stuff. Like we used to be. I'm not gonna give y'all the cute stuff. I'm gonna be real.
About 6 years ago.
So we used to be out there drinking like heavy. Like I don't know how many times I wasted and just had that
one days. I broke some of the toilet, child. Oh my God. I always had to break the toilet though.
That was a whole other season.
See, look, I told you that ain't me no more. I've been delivered.
The toilet, and I'm telling y'all, I was mad. I was mad she broke the toilet. I was mad. She was drunk and sloppy. She was sloppy drunk, broke the toilet in the hotel room, which was more money we had paid, and the whole floor was soaked and wet because the toilet was just shooting. Now she had her a bidet in it, y'all, okay? That water was all up in her booty, okay? But I ended up, I ain't cleaning this stuff up. I'm not cleaning. She bumped this. I'm not cleaning it up. I ended up cleaning it up. But I'm talking about y'all butt naked, like, oh, the toilet water, like, oh, like bleach, like, yo, for real. But yeah, that was a time or whatever. But we ended up standing there, jumping from. Well, we was there for a while, and we were okay. So to answer your question, you was asking me what was going on around that time. We were staying in the hotel, and it was a lot of people. It was a lot of young folk, not young, like our age at the time. But just we was hanging out with the old heads and playing cards. We used to put the card table out in the middle of the thing, and that's how it was. Like we was on some. I guess that was our prime years, if you want to say. Like we was living, we was lit. Like walked to work though. But the thing about it is, we was working. I was going to school and working. She was working. And I'm talking about used to walk an hour to work, like faithfully. I'm talking about get up, go get the money, go get the money. Used to wake up in the morning. I remember I used to wake up cold as it was outside. My Jesus. And I used to walk from Canton and Cobb Parkway. I used to walk from Canton to Cobb Parkway, if y'all know about Marietta. Canton to Cobb Parkway to go to work in the morning at 9. On Barrett Parkway, that Jackson's right behind on Barrett Parkway. And then after I get off work, I would go walk down another 30 minutes to go to school. And after I walked to school, I would.
That's because I ain't had no car, but then I got a car. And baby girl, I'm gonna drive to the mailbox. Don't blame me.
They didn't have. That really. She said you always like walking.
Hey, but let me tell y'all something about my walking. My walking usually took me to a bottle. Come on now, Ruby. You know that much. It usually took me to a bottle. Get a ride, so I was just walking to go get my bottle.
But
so okay, so with that going on, and let's talk about the things that still control you from just everything that you've been through. Because see, what people gotta understand about trauma is trauma can be freaking me sitting on the bus and you rub my leg the wrong way. That could be trauma. It could traumatize me for a while and I wouldn't understand it. You know what I'm saying? So with all the trauma that you've been through right now, you know what I'm saying? Okay, you just tried to commit suicide and now you know God's delivered you. And I believe that.
No, I don't think God
No, hold on, wait. Let me not say that.
He's delivering me.
Excuse me, hold on, pause. Because my faith is where it needs to be at, sis, okay? So I can say God delivered you. Okay? Oh, God saved you, that's my opinion.
But in reality,
how you feel.
Okay, so I see you're speaking in an affirmation. I'm speaking it as a present.
You're processing through it.
God is delivering me.
Okay, well, how was your
and I will this is only day 2.
Oh, this is day 2 you having faith?
I mean,
no.
It's not faith. I'm not gonna say it's faith. I'm gonna say that I am learning how to deal with a situation, because post-traumatic stress is something happens and you, oh my God, or you go find your drug of choice or whatever the case may be. So I say, for me, I am being delivered, or going through the process is because I'm still not there yet. I'm not there yet. And at the end of the day, like, this is post-traumatic stress. Something happens and you get crazy. I'm learning how to, something happens, hey, I can't control that. I know I can't. That ain't got nothing to do. I mean, it got something to do with me, but I can't. I lost my job Friday. It's like, okay, crying is not, and I'm not saying don't go through the emotions, but I'm saying I honestly had a sense of peace when it happened, because I'm like, God, you got me regardless of that. Like, bro, I have a significant other. Of course, he's my supporter as well, even though he's all the way in another state. But he's my supporter, and it's like, okay, I could have been easily out here homeless, or I could easily, there's people who went through it. You know what? Let me tell you what I said through this whole coronavirus stuff. I said that there are so many people. I used to tell my coworkers this too. We all used to say this to each other. There's so many people who have lost their jobs during coronavirus. Don't know where their next bill is going to come from. Don't know how to make it, or have children and don't know how they're going to, you know what I'm saying? Them food stamps and stimulus check is good when it's all said and done, but that's going to pass away. So it's like, see, it's easy to be grateful and to be thankful when everything's going good. It's easy to be grateful. It's easy to be thankful when you got your car, you got your house, and you got, you just living a life. I'm talking about y'all living my best life this year, okay? It's easy to be grateful. Thank you, God. It's easy. But I honestly had to look at the situation differently. Like, I kept saying to myself, oh, God, thank you for my job. Thank you for that I'm working in. And, I don't have the struggles that people are having right now financially with this and with that. But then, you know what I'm saying? It's easy to say that when I'm feeling good. But what about when I just lost my job? You got to still have that, okay, you know what? Thank you, God. Let me tell you, Lord. See, I don't talk to God. Oh, my God. I be playing. But I talk to God on, like, God, look, I don't know how, I don't know when, but, and I'm just a firm believer, pray how you pray. And prayer changes things. But I'm saying pray how you pray. And then I'm going to be honest with y'all. Everybody don't pray like we was taught praying. Some people cuss when they pray, okay? But I don't, but I'm just saying. But some people cuss when they pray. Some people talk to them like they talk to their homeboy. But I kept saying, God, I'm thankful for my job. I'm thankful for my job. Y'all, we should be grateful for our jobs and all this stuff like that. But my job was taken away from me. So I'm still going to feel that way. Am I still going to have that same? So that's where the sense of peace comes from, because it was like, okay, maybe this ain't,
that job was hindering
it wasn't even hindering me, because I love my job, y'all. I mean, I ain't love it, but it happened for a reason. And my year in 1 month with that job was up, obviously, because I don't have my job anymore. So that's how I look at it. Like, my season was up with that job. Like, I ain't got no ill will. I ain't got nothing bad to say about nobody. This is probably one of the best jobs as far as people-wise that I've worked at. I didn't have much work to do. I used to just be, but I couldn't work from home, y'all. That home work, I'm so irresponsible working from home. But, okay.
And have you always been a person who's been able to comfort yourself like that? Like, oh, I just can't. Probably when you first got put at home, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could have been like, oh, I don't need to work from home. And maybe that was your time to quit then. We was like, no. Well, like status quo. I just kept telling myself, girl, hold on a little longer. You're going back to the office. So I was, but see, in the process of that, it wasn't work and just working from home and going to go do the laundry. Y'all know how y'all be when y'all be at home doing the laundry and trying to, y'all don't tell y'all people how to work y'all computer just so y'all can go, they can clock you in when you are doing something else, okay? So
So it wasn't just that. Hello, I'm gonna be late. Hello, I'm gonna be late. It wasn't just working from home, but it was the mental issue also working at home because parents are working. Okay, for me, it was I was working at home, but I was also dealing with 2 rodents. Y'all know I talked about this story so much. 2 rodents in my house. Ooh, I felt that. Woo! It was 2 rodents. Look, this is my room right here. I stay in a rooming house right now. I got approved for my place, our place, me and my honey's place, but I haven't moved as of yet until the 18th. But I'm grateful because, so anyway, I had emergency move from my place and whatnot because of the rodent problem. I can't do that. We can play. I can play with you. I play with you, but we don't do them rodents, okay? So anyway, so it was that situation. I wasn't sleeping. I do have a hard time sleeping. You'll see me up at 4 in the morning on all the stuff. But when I lay down, I'm going straight to sleep. While you talking to me, I'm going to sleep. But yeah, it wasn't just the fact of work. It was the fact of my mental health I was dealing with at the time. And then when you at home, you got no choice but to deal with your mental. You know, you have no choice. These people don't know, and that's why I say that teachers are underpaid because parents are at home and don't know how to deal with their own kids. So imagine how the teachers feeling right now. So just trying to.
And I got 25 plus in the classroom.
Hello, my mama said 15 or something like that. But that, you know, you be sit down, don't do that. Ma'am, may I place you on the brief hold, please? Sit your monkey, you know, y'all know. So yeah, it was dealing with life, but my life was at home. My home was in my life. So it's like, yeah.
Where would you like me to do in your ex-husband?
Oh Jesus. Oh my God. Oh, geez. Wow. So, okay, so I feel like I'm talking too much. What's the time? Like,
Okay. I don't know, both my phones
okay,
work
work on this. So, what was I mentally with my ex-husband? I was good, y'all. My husband was dead. Thank you, Jesus. I'm being real, y'all. You want me to be real? I'm being real.
Okay. You know we don't do that fake shit on
Thank
here.
you. That's what he needed to be, and I still feel to this day that's what he needed to be. So for those of y'all who don't know, and my ex-husband, I found out was he had done something. My ex-husband was I want to say predator, but I don't know if he was a predator.
No, he was a predator because he was his own family.
So I got married. At the age of the day after my 21st birthday in Jacksonville, Florida. I got married, and we were together for like 3 years before then. And God give you one. I'll say there's red flags that we know. I know. There'll be red flags, but I was young. I was 18, 19, 20, 21. So I never really, knew.
How many years older than you was he?
Oh my, you're so messy. I'm just like,
No, I just want y'all to understand that there's really predators out there.
no. I'm gonna say this, and this is what my mom had to get me to understand.
We go looking for it as women.
There is not anything wrong. I mean, anybody know me know I've been dating on my whole life. Not that weird shit, but just so there is not anything wrong with older. It's the age. It's like case by case. Because if you're as an 18-year-old, there is no way that a man 28 years old should have been attracted to me mentally. So if he's attracted to me mentally, even though I'm out of the tour from age, but he should not have been attracted to me mentally or period. And if physically, if he was attracted, then he should have. He was attracted. Even though y'all say that's legal and stuff, but there's a difference between an 18-year-old and a 28-year-old, almost 30 years old. Okay. I also have dated someone who was 10 years older than me later on in life. The one I lost kid. I was 24 and he was, I want to say 33 at the time. 24, I think he was like 33. He was 34. So he was 10 years older than me as well. I was 22. I think he was like 34. Okay. You know, there's a difference, you know, but being a teenager at 18, 19, so it's nothing wrong with dating someone younger, dating someone older. It's just the case of shouldn't know 40, 50, 30 talking to a 17, 18, 19-year-old. Like, that's how I feel. So anyway, so to make this quick, I was married. I found out later that he had did some things to his siblings, and after he did those things to his siblings, I later on found this out when I had back with him. Then I started noticing red flags such as things in his phone, child pornography. I started noticing, and it made me sick. So the one day, y'all, I kid y'all not, this is what I was. The one time I was high, as I don't know what, in a hotel, and I asked him a question. I said, "Have you ever messed with some folks?" And he was like, "I was high, my job." And so he said, "No. When would I have time to do that? Why would I do that?" But I had already, that's why I don't smoke that weed. I ain't ready. I had already ready. Okay, that's good. What they say now? You basically said smoke weed every day. So God had already revealed it to me. I didn't know because I was young, I was stupid, I was naive, I didn't know. So anyway, later on, how I felt when he died, because we was definitely broken up after I found out.
And you with
I was with my current significant other. I definitely that was dead. Like, I don't play that shit. So excuse my language, y'all. But so anyway, so I was in school again at a different school, same company. I was at school in 2013, and in 2013, down the thing with my significant other, going to Chili's, and the school's right there on Wednesday, whatever. I started school, but I wasn't ready to start school, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Like, I shouldn't have started school yet, because as a matter of fact, you're the one who called me and told me he had died. That somebody reached out to you.
That was me, wasn't it?
So you told me somebody had told you that he died. And so basically he killed himself, and he committed suicide. And I was the ex-wife, so everybody was calling me like, "Oh, y'all still married?" F that. I had already filed a divorce and got that divorce, whatever. But how I felt to G shit, like, excuse my language again, but that's how I felt.
I needed that for real, bro.
I gotta get that y'all black. Okay. How I felt was.
No, I just want to know the emotion behind it.
So the emotion behind it. Oh, Jesus. Oh, it's hitting me now. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. I got to drink. I don't have to drink. Don't listen to that. Y'all don't have to drink. Okay. How I felt at that time was, hell yeah, that nigga gone. Cool. Mind you, I'm in a relationship with the same person I'm in one with now. I was never at that time. I was like, damn. He dead. He violated people on this earth. Like, he violated folks. He need to be dead. Let me say this. If y'all children are watching, 18 years and under, get off this, please. Please, cut it off. But I said he needed to be dead. So I went on like that for a while. Of course, I spoke to my current significant other, my fiance, about it and what happened and stuff. And of course, I told him he's dead or whatever. But I was going to school at that time, and I started thinking about going to school. I couldn't function. I was snapping on everybody, like, not acting out, but that's when it started hitting me that I had a mental illness I needed to deal with. That's when it started hitting me that, you can't be hard all the time. That's when it started hitting me that, it just started hitting me. So I was fucking up in school, and the place I was staying at, I had started seeing him in the corner downstairs. I had stairs, so down at the end of the stairs, I just saw black. Like then I started having dreams, and then I started having a lot of dreams, and it was like different types of dreams, and it's like I never had time to this day to heal from the affliction of the situation. And I'm not gonna go into detail about it, but I had to heal because I had to step up and be a protector and to the victim, and I had to step up and be a protector. And then, but I always was like, oh yeah, he dead, he need to be dead. Like, mind you, he had also molested, and this is no disrespect to his family as well, but he had also molested his, so I think it's like 4 or 5 of them. He had molested 3 of them. He had molested his sister. He's the oldest. Which they're kind of back to back in age. They're like my age or whatever. He had molested his sister. He had molested his brother, 2 of his brothers. So to know as a person, as a young person who already carries these weights, like to know this and to have had to suck it up, like that's what I've been doing my whole freaking life. Like I had to suck it up. Like I ain't have time to breathe. I haven't had time. Yes, there was times I cried. My significant other not really gonna understand. It was like, oh, that nigga need to be dead. You know what I'm saying? So I would just stand in the mirror. I would just cry. Like, oh my God, like this can't happen because I felt responsible as well. Like I felt responsible. So it's like I never had time to heal. I never had time to grieve it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not grieving his death because I feel like today need to be. You don't need people like that walking the earth. They're in sin, and I understand that. But you're violating people. You are fucking up their childhood. You are fucking up their lives by doing this. So it's like, but still had to. Oh, I'm okay. I'm the person make everybody else laugh. Who gonna make the clown laugh? Like, so I had to really just suck it up. Like I had to cry in silence. That's what I want to say. I had to cry in silence, and I never healed from it. So I still cry in silence because I hold myself partially responsible. But at the same time, it's like I don't know if I was crying like he did. Like okay, he did whatever, but it was just like having to deal with that and deal with it. Mm-hmm. And then another reason is because the neighborhood I was staying at on the west side, but I started seeing his siblings recently, like between this year and last year. I started seeing his sibling, his younger sibling and his cousins. So I started seeing them. So it brings back those memories, bring back, and you know, because let me tell y'all too, I was in a very abusive, toxic, violent relationship. Now, let me do specify. This is no offense to anybody. I'm not getting my ass whooped for nobody, okay? So, it was a violent relationship. Like I said, like first and foremost, I wasn't getting my ass beat because that ain't happening because I got made bring in my blood. Okay? Now, it ain't whooping my ass, goddamn it. But it was physical blows. You know, I done been in jail behind that junk. They call me, my nickname, they call me Kimbo, not to brag, but they call me Kimbo because I was giving out black eyes to this school. But it was a toxic, I was ignoring the red flags. It was a violent relationship. It was a perverted relationship. It's on the red flags that I saw that I didn't know at the time was red flags because once again I didn't know that I needed to deal with some things. So the whispers in my ear during intercourse of, oh, let's role play this nasty ass shit, or excuse me, let's role play this, or let's role play that. But at that time that's how I was introduced to some of the sexual things. So but at that time I didn't know that, and I'm not trying to play victim, but I'm just being G with y'all. Like, at that time, I didn't know that, you're not supposed to be, you know, and that's at 19, you know what I'm saying, having orgies.
Thinking you grown.
And I was thinking I was grown. Shit,
Yeah.
Mama said you grown because you had to be grown, not because you grown. And so I was out there, you know what I'm saying, I was introduced to the swinger lifestyle, the foursomes and stuff like that, but like, that's what it was. Like, I've never dealt with it because I ain't never had time to deal with it. And then in the midst of that, we were at the hotel, so I was constantly on the move, staying from place to place to place. Had to stay with my old sugar daddy just to have a place to stay type situation. So that's what it was. Let me drink. I'm joking.
And so, what about now? If you could go back and at those points in your life, those 3 different points, what would you say to your 5-year-old self? What would you say to your 15-year-old self? What would you say to your 24-year-old self to avoid what happened 3 weeks ago? At what point back then could you have stopped? At what point back then should it have been, I'm tired of holding this in? Now, 5, 15, 24.
Well, there's not really anything I would have said. Oh, excuse me. I would have said, which I've heard it as well. Like, I mean, you know, you're beautiful. You don't. Okay, let me say it like this. As a daughter to a man, I would have wanted. I'm speaking from if I was, which I'm not. I'll never be a man. But I'm speaking of a man to his daughter. And I never know what it feels like to be a man. Let me do specify. But I tell men all the time, get up in your daughter's life and get to know her and let her know. What I would have said to me, to myself, from a woman or a man's point of view, but mainly a man, because daughters need to hear that from their father, is I would have said, you don't need to sleep around to feel loved. You don't need to open up your legs to feel worth it. You don't need to be with this person, that person, or always be in a relationship. Or you don't have to pop that for real just to have a place to stay. I would have said that you worked it. Like, period, you worked it. Because that's going to make a little girl from her daddy, like, that's going to make her feel so much better. Like, you are valuable. You are, period, you're worth it. Like, you're worth it. You're loved. I love you. Come to me, girl. You know, that's what I would have said to myself was that this is a part of life that people sometimes go through. And you need to hear the positive affirmations now as a little 5-year-old because it affects you if you don't in the future. So that's what I would have told my 5-year-old self. Like,
And what about 15 to 17? You know, your family shunned you for what happened with your grandpa.
let me specify that.
Oh, yeah, clear that up.
Because my family didn't shun me for that.
Who you was living with?
My auntie,
Got you.
and I ain't gonna call no names out. My auntie, who was my guardian, who said in the parking lot, because see, that's her daddy too now. My molester is her daddy, and my daddy's daddy. My auntie, who was in the parking lot, said the only reason I got you out of jail, see, I went to jail at 17 for robbery and aggravated assault. Now, what you not gonna do is me, okay? Okay. I will fuck away that day again, though. But my auntie left me. She said the only reason I came and got you out of jail is so that I would continue to get money for you. And that was at 17. And she dropped me off at a prostitution house. Oh, excuse me, let me not say prostitution house. She dropped me off at somewhere. My cousin had met a girl online on chat line. See, chat line was back then, crazy. That would be back then, and I was my daddy girl. But she had dropped me off at a house. She didn't even know this girl as my guardian. You know what I'm saying? You dropped me off at this house, and I was at that time prostituting. Let me call it what it was. So 15 to 17 I was there for 4 months. I was doing that. Then I came and stayed with you for a while. For after that, my birthday, whatever. Your mom. But what would I have said? 15-year-old self. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be G with you. Like what I would have said to my okay, not my 15-year-old self, my 15 and 16-year-old self. I would have been in the process telling that 15, 16-year-old self get help, even if nobody else wants to get it for you, which I was getting help. But I would have told her, you're going to have to speak. You cannot speak what you cannot heal what you will not speak.
Ooh, one more time.
You cannot heal what you will not speak.
Because everybody has a voice and they should what? Use it.
So, I was also really okay. Yeah, I'm just like, well, I would have told my 15-year-old, 16-year-old self, you're going to have to get help or you're going to have to issues. You're going to have to speak on what has happened to you and the trauma in your life so that you can learn how to go through the coping part of it or to get mechanisms to help you continue to heal from it.
Okay.
So that's what I would have told my 15-year-old self.
17, 18?
My 17-year-old self, honestly, okay, so I'm gonna be real, like, okay, listen, I'm gonna be G with you, okay? I ain't sugarcoat nothing. Okay. My 17-year-old self, first I would have said, because I wasn't taught how to go get a job. So I would have been like, hey, this is how you go get a job. Because it was popping, bro, with the retreats, woo. I would have said, this is how you go get a job. You go apply. And I think at that time too, if I'm not mistaken, no excuses, but I think it was like we was just recovering from a recession or something.
So old. How long ago was you? 18? Okay, 10 years. That was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
That was 10 years ago for you, almost 10 years for me.
Right. So it was like I would have taught that 17-year-old how to go out there and get a job, how to be an entrepreneur, how to go and start her hair business, how to go and take her, because I was doing poetry back when you were radio station up here, the Joyce Patel. So I would have told, like, use that as your outlet. Continue to write, but do something that's gonna make you some money, so you wouldn't have to go out there and do that. But I'm gonna tell you on the real side of it too now, because I ain't sugarcoating nothing. I would have also told that 17-year-old self to get that money. And I'm only saying that because they're real. Because everybody don't have those resources. Everybody don't have those outlets. They have to prostitute. They have to sell that coochie. They don't. They don't know nothing else. Their integrity. Like, they placed in messed up situations. I would have told, that 17-year-old on the condom if you're doing it. I would have told that 17-year-old me, the money you making is your. Period. That's what I was gonna say. The money you make, save that money, make a little money, leave a little on the dresser, put it right there. And there's a such thing as you in a place. So take that money, 17-year-old self, save that money. You gotta pay when you late. Save that money so you can get your own place. You know what I'm saying? That's the honest truth. I told my 17-year-old self.
Okay, that's a little different. You know what I'm saying? This is what you got to do. Make it have a means to an end.
Period.
Right. See, people don't know about that. It got to be a means to an end when you're out here doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's okay to take a risk. It's okay to do what you have to do to survive. It's not okay to get comfortable and stay stuck there.
I also was, I was selling crack too. I was selling crack and I was selling weed. Okay, so honestly, I was selling crack cocaine too, and I did that for a little bit. But my point in saying that is not to boast or brag. But my point in saying that is that for me it was crack cocaine, weed, prostitution. But for other people, it may just be, selling drugs. For other people, they may be selling twat. For other people, they may be what they got that OnlyFans now. For some people, it's going on a strip pole. For some people, it's selling honey drippers. For some people, it's being the candy lady. Everybody's story is different. So you can and you will, but sometimes people way that they gotta go through to get to where they need to be at, or to have the mental that they need to have is different from everybody else's walk. Everybody's walk is different. Everybody don't have that. the resources.
And so what about 24?
Oh God, 24. I was in miscarriage at 24. I was with this guy who was oh Lord, I hope you don't watch this. At 24, I had just got out of the marriage or whatever. I was still married though legally, and they call it fornicating. I just laugh. But it took adulterer, a Jezebel spirit. But now at 24, I was really honestly, I was living a good life. Had my homegirl at the time, which was my family. But 24, I was staying in Jacksonville. I had moved back to Jacksonville. I went back and forth. Moved back to Jacksonville, and met this guy who was friends with a friend, and he is, we friends to this day or whatever. But nothing bad to say. Like I was working. I used to walk to work like 2 hours. I used to walk to work like 30 minutes to an hour. So I was walking to work, and I had miscarried. I didn't know I was pregnant because I was told I couldn't get pregnant.
I don't think that's adding up.
What?
I don't think that's adding up. What you telling me right
What
now?
am I telling you?
24? You was in Jacksonville? No, baby, because that's 4 years ago when the depression started.
Oh yeah.
Girl, that's not adding up.
I don't think that's adding up. That was 22. Okay, so 24. What was I doing at 24? God, how old am I now?
Baby is that.
But 24.
That's me.
What year was it? Tell me the year. You know, I'm old, girl.
2016.
Oh,
Yes. What would you tell to that girl?
my 2016 girl. I would have told her, well, I can't say that because I don't want nobody to get offended.
Okay, this is her truth.
No, I'm saying that because I was dealing with a guy who was HIV positive at that time. So I would have told myself, my 24-year-old self,
I can't deal with you.
Yeah. And he was a fool. I don't want to offend nobody. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm going to talk like I talk at home, though. But he was... he was sweeter than I'm going to just say that. I had to do his... I'm not going to shun him or whatever, but he had told me whatever, like, hey...
Everything was known up front.
He told me, it was known up front. And he told me that he is dealing with this gay spirit. Mm-hmm. Let me not say gay spirit because gay is a spirit.
I don't feel like that.
So
either.
he had told me that he was dealing with his straddling the fence, and that this is too much, baby. I need y'all. Okay, we don't need to know what was going on.
I just want you to tell me
what I have told
her for her mental walking into that depression you was going into.
I can't tell. Let me think. What would I have told my 24
to help her?
To help her?
What would you tell a 24-year-old that was in the same position as you was at 24? What would you tell her if she's watching this, or if he's watching this, or anyone out there suffering right now that's watching this? What would you tell them? It gets better? Because that to a certain extent is like,
I'm gonna be
cliche.
It's cliche as hell.
Right,
like,
cliche.
Nobody don't want to hear that shit when they going through it. I'm just being real with y'all. Excuse my language, church folk. But nobody want to hear that shit when they going through it. Like, we need action. Like, 24-year-old, 5-year-old, whoever-year-old. Like, we need action. Like, we need you to help us. We need help. I would have told her to get help. I would have told her that there is help out there. I would have told her that you have to deal with those emotions. I would have told her that. Like, we don't want to hear that, guys. We don't want to hear you need, we need action. We need you to help us. We need help. Baby, get help. We want to the church to pray. We going to, so. I'm the root.
This is what happened, y'all. When you want to go, when you want to sit down with people God, they just been around you too long and y'all just too comfortable. You know what I'm saying?
I be quick.
But all the joking aside throughout the whole interview, you know what I'm saying, the whole point behind it is this. Depression is really serious. If you are dealing with it, or if you know someone dealing with it, I don't care. To contact me. Okay? Pass a business card to them. And don't ever think that when I say that I'm here for you, that it has to be doing this interview. Because this is lesson learned. Let me tell y'all something. This is my best friend. In reality, she shouldn't be episode 10, but timing. You feel me? You can't. Yeah. Tell them to contact me. Like, outside of all this, I'm still a person and I still want to be a life coach outside of this. You know what I'm saying? With me writing my books, help the world. You know what I'm saying? That's part of who I am. So if you don't have no one to talk to, call me. You know what I'm saying? If you can relate to some of the things that my best friend has been through, guess what? Contact her. You know what I'm saying? If you are seeing these people that I'm interviewing and the things that they're going through and how they accomplished it or survived it, call these people. Their information is tagged this week. You know what I'm saying? Not sitting down telling you their story and then want to say, oh no, honey, I don't want you to help them, because that's not the goal. Each one teach one.
Each one teach one. When you learn some knowledge, go teach it to the next person.
Basically.
So, but don't even just contact, like, okay, you can contact us and stuff like that.
But be ready to put the action behind it.
There's not just that. There's not. I wouldn't say action behind it, because sometimes you need that boost. But I'm saying this. It ain't got to be us, because you don't know us, and I'm not telling my business to you. I mean, I'm telling my business to you. But we don't worry about testimony, so I'm good with that. So, no longer that. Anyway. But tell it to someone that you trust.
Right.
Somebody you trust. I would say go seek help. And you don't have to settle with the first therapist, the first pastor, the first nobody that you talk to. Find someone that you can find someone that you can trust to be able to hold or carry you through what you're going through. And I'm going to tell you my favorite saying. This is shout out to the prophetess in Jacksonville, Florida. I won't say his name. But he was on the pulpit and he said he was praying one day and he said, God, teach us how to fight and cry at the same time. And it's like, to tell somebody to teach me how to fight and cry at the same time is basically saying, this world, this life, this ain't easy. This is trialing. I would have lost it all. This is, and especially what we're going through now. Okay. But Lord, teach me how to walk by faith, and not just walk by faith. Let me say it in a more physical form. Lord, teach me how to cope with, or not cope with, or go through depression, go through your drug habits, go through your sex habits, go through just dealing with children who go through the mental issues. Don't ignore it. Go teach me how to go through it in the midst of me fighting. Because see, the process, this is what I've come to learn as well. The process is not gonna always feel good. When you ask God to elevate you, when you ask God to, whoever your God is, okay?
Or your spirit, or the bigger force.
When you ask God to take you higher, or if you ask your power to take you higher, you have to be ready for what comes along with it. And growing and elevating and being a better you is not going to always be good. He might put some people out your life that's not supposed to be there. He might pull people out your life that you love.
You can't say you wasn't ready.
He might take away your own family. He might take away, you know what I'm saying? He might put you in an uncomfortable situation so that he can do his work in you the way that he wants to move in you. And once again, this is for whoever you're serving. You feel me? Like, no, let me not say that. This is for people who are serving, period. Or who are asking to be a better them. You have to
be open to. You're going to have to go through some things, and I know it's not even true, but you're gonna have to go through some things. It's not gonna feel good. I said, Lord, should I stay? Me and my significant other, like, Lord, should we stay in this apartment or should we not? Ain't never heard nothing back from God. God didn't call me on my cell phone. He didn't send me a text message. He didn't Facebook me, messenger me. And I'm like, Lord, send me a sign. The Lord, send me a sign. Let me know what's on your mind. Oh, that's DMX, girl.
Really?
Yes, girl. So I'm like, Lord, send me a sign. Send us a sign, God. Okay, we just gonna stay here. We're gonna renovate our own place, status quo. We're gonna renovate our own place. Okay, but then look what happened. A week after he left, I was forced to deal with them rodents. Couldn't sleep, and I was forced to move out that place. That was my answer right there. I since then had moved from that place. My rooming place wasn't up to par. I couldn't live there, so I can't stay here. So I ended up moving with my best friend's sister. Her lease was up, so I ended up moving to where I'm at now, which is another so comfortable. See, when you ask them to elevate, it's not gonna be comfortable all the time. So I had to be uncomfortable so that I can do nothing but say, okay, all right, I've been playing around, but what you're trying to tell me, so that I had to be uncomfortable so that I can hear God. I had to be uncomfortable so that I can feel God. I had to be uncomfortable so I can cry out to God like I needed to. And that's for me. That's my story. My story may not be your story, but I have to be uncomfortable. We have to be uncomfortable to be where God is wanting to take us, or to be where we're destined to be. So it's not going to all, Lord, teach me how to fight and cry at the same time.
Life is hard in general, but you still have to go through it.
Yep. Okay.
Closure.
Okay, well, let me.
Oh, hold on, wait, pause, because I want to say something. One more thing.
Okay.
Okay, so I know y'all been tuning in and out, or if you caught any part of this interview, we've been. I don't know about y'all, but I'm trying to figure out. So I'm gonna get the question out real quick because I can't end the interview without asking. This notebook, you know, I went through this notebook, held this notebook. Notebook and everything.
She doesn't know my notebook.
What is it?
Okay, so let me tell y'all.
That notebook is getting you through this interview, ain't it?
Girl, let me tell you something.
Flipping pages and everything. Okay.
Let me tell y'all about my notebook, though, right? So, as you probably know, I don't talk as much. No, I'm just playing.
To me,
I talk a lot.
to me.
And my bad habit is that I talk over people when they talking, and I act on impulse. So I'll be ready like, ooh. But this book, this is one of my books. But I have another book. This is my devotional. But I have another book, a notepad. So when I start doing, and God gave this to me, it was God, y'all. It just hits me. I'm for real. He gave this to me while I was on the phone with Brianna.
Because I know there's something to laugh. Like, here we go.
Because we talk over each other, period. Like, are you gonna, she got finished the other day, we was having a dispute. Are you gonna let me finish, though? But I don't want to hear it. Let me finish, though. I'm just like, grow up. Oh my God.
Whatever. Me off. Okay.
But, so anyway, so what I did was in the midst of talking to her one day, I said, oh, let me get a book. And so what I do now is I just write everything down while the person is talking. And so while the person is talking, I'll just write down what my question is or what I wanted to ask. Because either A, they might speak on it through and answer my question in the midst of them talking. And B, I'm able to go back and say, okay, this is my question. Or I may say, you know what, I shouldn't ask that because that's not the right word. Even let me edit this a little bit. So I've been doing it with my mom and with Bree, which I'm learning to do with everybody. But every time I do it, they're like, are you listening to me? Are you sleeping? Jeanette, why are you so quiet? I'm like, I'm listening. So they're not used to it yet, but
it's only funny because I got a pad and a pen in my book bag, and I'm supposed to carry it around me for these interviews, so I could be like scribbling. Because can't no one read your scribble but you.
in the notebook.
Okay, basically, girl, that's why I had to be pink.
Yeah.
So you got your pink and black, my pink and black too. But yeah. So that notebook is actually a very good. You know, I feel like everybody should journal. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what you are journaling about. You know what I'm saying? Keep a journal. You never know when you might just need to goddamn go murder someone on paper. You never know when you might need to goddamn.
I ain't murdering nobody on paper because that's evidence. Period. Okay.
No, I mean like I had journals like where at that point in time I was so crazy that I would go murder you on paper so I can calm it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go murder you on paper, god dang, and then I'm gonna come back and you're not gonna matter to me. You know what I'm saying? Like
I need to get back to that, right? In
basically,
poetry.
okay. Hopefully y'all gonna see god dang a collab between me and her one day. We'll see, you know, whatever. But for today, what we about to do is god dang, y'all already know the new habit that I'm starting. Everyone who comes on the show gets a poem.
So you're gonna give me a poem?
Yeah.
Okay, before you do that, see, let me tell y'all real quick. I'm not gonna be before you long. Go ahead. But anyway, I want to shout out a couple people. Can I do that?
Yeah, but you should shout them out at the end in the process of you shouting yourself out.
This year I was gonna do that too.
Okay, go ahead. Oh, okay.
Let
So
me start trying to run her show. This my show.
y'all, Leo.
Controlling Leo. Controlling.
Okay, basically, like y'all don't know about Leos. Oh my gosh, it is so funny that I'm a Capricorn and she's a Leo because we're both strong-minded. Okay, so it's like.
But we running stuff though. Okay. They
Okay.
know we running stuff. Period.
Anyways, let her think what she wanted to think, you know what I'm saying? So, whatever. Unfortunately, y'all know what I'm saying. One of these cameras about to go off because y'all know I read off of my phone. So, okay.
So, say what you're doing again now.
Okay, y'all know.
But I didn't sign no waivers, no consent forms, and I did not ask to be on camera the whole time.
Okay, but you know all that at the time, so you tried it. But, you tried it. Let me make sure that's it. Anyways, so and let me tell y'all about this adventure of writing for my best friend, okay? Because this one tried your girl. This one tried her. And I literally was like, girl, you know what? You might not even just get a poem or whatever. And of course, her being a Leo, oh no, I better get a poem.
Period.
You know what I'm saying? I better.
I be saying that like,
So,
period.
okay, poo. Okay, so you know, and it's funny because this last couple of days, we've been together like all day. So it's like she's watched me sit over here and struggle with writing this. So, and she hasn't heard it. So, yous are like the first to see how her reaction to it is or whatever.
What you say? Yous are.
Yous are.
Y'all. Yous.
Can you not correct me right now?
That is some. What is that? Rhode Island coming out of these girl? That's that Patriot spirit.
A goat. Anyways,
Yous.
can you not correct me right now? Good thing I have to use that word in this phone.
Yous are. That's some slavery stuff. Yous gonna go over there.
We not. Okay, go ahead. Okay, basically. So anyways, there goes Janae's phone.
Okay. Girl, come on, man. You are not shy.
Okay. Am I my brother's keeper?
Please talk louder. I'm not being funny, I'm for real.
Okay. Am I my brother's keeper? I screamed. All of them said touch her. It wasn't a dream. Thanks to my brothers, I knew about sex before I was a teen.
Oh.
Am I a daughter? Daddy abandoned me. Mama sent me to Georgia. On my own since 17, selling pussy amongst other things. All because I told my grandfather, was I wrong for allowing him to touch me? Am I my sister's protector? Maybe. Maybe not. Is it my fault I got caught slipping? My husband got the drop? I'm so sorry, darling. This still weighs heavy on my heart. And to you, boo, I'm sorry too. I was a victim. Didn't mean to include you. Hi, my name is Janae Mabry. When you look at me, what do you see? Can you see the depression? My lack of mental stability? Suicide attempt taught me a lesson, though it only been 3 weeks. Trinity got me over here reflecting. Pills with alcohol, it's a blessing. I continue to breathe. What happened to my faith? How could I abandon God? Depression will drag you so far down. Block blessings, there's no one around. Recession, someone help us. Someone has to pick you up off the ground. Listen, fuck the world around town. Listen, I am the queen of my queendom. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Though I walk through the shadow of the valley of death, I shall not be bound. For one day at a time, it can be turned around. Step into the spotlight, leave the background, for you are a goddess. Now take back your crown.
I like that. Where's my paper though?
Okay, girl, don't be doing me.
No, where's my paper?
This thing I finished at what 4 o'clock today? Okay, so don't do me.
Well, you should have went to Kinko's Copy or FedEx Copies.
Do we have a nap?
And copy me my poem and
Well,
writing.
first of all, we had to see if you liked it first. I ain't want to waste my time typing it up.
You should have wrote it regardless.
Okay, don't try to come for
I'm
me.
just saying, I want the same treatment. You know,
Don't nobody have their stuff in paper. Don't no one have their stuff in paper. We were supposed to go with the printer yesterday. You already know
I'm
that.
not a no one.
Okay, well, Janae, I need you to stop being a Leo right now.
I'm just saying, you know, I feel like I deserve
Okay, well,
some
okay.
type of treatment. Like,
This is the reaction of her saying that she liked the poem, y'all. So let's just.
no, I like the poem. I said that already. I
Okay.
want my poem and writing.
Okay, well, can you
The
give
fuck?
me some time?
Okay. Time is winding up.
Anyways, y'all, I hope y'all had a great lesson for episode 10, y'all. I hope y'all learned so many things from this. And let me tell y'all, this is episode 10, y'all. We have reached another goal for Let's Retell It. Episode 10, hey, we in the house. Hold on, wait, let me give y'all a little booty dance.
I got church to watch. I want to see that little booty clapping.
I was about to, okay?
Sugar.
Because glory. Okay, well, let me just praise him like this. Ain't got to be that.
You gotta do all that.
Okay,
Baby. We got hood
Anyways,
boys, you know, we got
congratulations to me. Congratulations to my best friend. And we really want y'all to really stop and think and ask yourself, are you depressed? Do you have a mental issue? And at the end of the day,
bipolar disorder. Not just
schizophrenia.
depression. Like,
I said mental health issues.
yeah, like
Schizophrenia, split personalities, goddamn,
ADHD, ADD,
OCD.
OCD,
You know what I'm saying? Like some people legitimately can't have.
PTSD,
Oh, hello.
DD, double D's.
See, I can't deal with y'all. But on a serious note, seriously though. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm good.
You said it's going to ask yourself, do you? Oh, I was going to say this. See, I had to think about that. I personally, this is what my desire is. As Black people, having mental illness is swept under the rug. Ask your parents. Ask what your family history is. Ask. And in addition to that, this is what I want the world to stop doing, and I know it may not happen. But when somebody say, are you okay? How are you doing today?
Be honest.
Do not say I'm good if you're not good. Say, well, I'm not doing so well, or I'm processing, or I'm working on it. Say it. Like, speak. We have been saying learn behavior. Speak.
Use your voice.
So say what you mean. I know you be in a store, you be like, I ain't about to tell nobody my business, but be like, I'm processing, or I'm going through the process. Like, say something, but man, if you ain't
be honest with yourself is kind of like being honest with that person. If I tell that person okay, then I'm telling myself I'm okay. But am I okay? So let's get these shout outs out. Shout yourself out first, and then after.
Okay, so let me tell y'all.
Boom.
Quick, I'm gonna be quick. I ain't gonna be before you long. So first and foremost, I'm working on my social media pages because I'm old school and all of this new school technology. Gotta catch up, okay? But I'm working on my social media pages and getting that completed. I am in the process of, I have my EIN, so I'm working on my LLC and my, if needed, my trademark and stuff. So I am, my Instagram is
Nairobi _Rivers.
How you know my Instagram? I don't know Instagram.
Why she got my cards when I ain't got mine?
Period. Nairobi _Rivers. I will be changing my Instagram. I will be changing my Facebook because I want strictly business. I also am in the process of working on promoting If you are a rapper, a singer, if you are a poet, if you are an author, if you have product you want to sell, hair you want to sell, cupcakes you want to sell, whatever your business is, I am actually on the verge of, I will be doing Black-owned business. I am promoting Black-owned businesses before anything. Black-owned everything. On businesses, I want you all to inbox me in even if you don't have, flyers and the cards and the whatever it is, wherever you are, that's what we're going to do. We're going to, if you need help, each one teach one. So in my inbox me on my Facebook, and I'll be put together in a couple of weeks. I'm in the process of moving, but inbox me, and I will definitely promote you. Listen, y'all, I'm promoting you. I am promoting you for free. I am promoting you. I am promoting you for free. I am not asking for $1 out of you. What I'm asking of you is that as a Black-owned business, the same knowledge that you possess, I know y'all gotta have y'all hustles and stuff, but mentor somebody. And also, in addition to that, like as a Black-owned business, let's stick together. I have a vision for the Black community. I ain't gonna share it. Okay, let's let them know what you're right here doing, but I will promote you, y'all. I will promote you. I am a promoter. I will promote you. In addition to that, I sell wigs. Let me go get y'all my wig. See, look, I gotta be that extra person. Okay, so this is my latest. This is my latest one. You can't really see it, but it's purple. Let me turn it around this way. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. It's purple, whatever. But anyway, nails, hair. I'm the Jane of all trades. If you need your car detailed, that's me. I got you. Yes, I am. I can cinch these nails off and get to the nitty gritty. But anyway, so that's my thing. That's what I'm doing. I will promote you physically. I will promote you in person. I will promote your parties, whatever the case may be. So that's what I'm doing. First and foremost, or lastly, I want to, and for my live, I'm going to have to probably get off because it's on my phone. So for my live, I want to promote 2 people right now. I'm sorry, y'all. My phone number is, I sent it to myself. Okay, so the first person I would like to promote, her name is April. What did I do that? Okay. I know I have it. Oh no, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I know where I put it at. Okay, here we go. So April. Her Instagram is, and her Facebook is the same thing. Her Instagram and Facebook is Season with the Z at the end. Seasons with the Z at the end of April. Seasons of April. April sells, this is one of my good friends, April sells milk baths, candles, lip scrubs, body scrubs, and body oils. So go support her. Y'all go support her. Y'all go buy these, no offense to these companies, but Yankee Doodles and Better Homes and a Walmart brand and a Family Dollar brand. Go and support a Black-owned business. They may cost you a couple of extra more dollars or whatever the case may be, but be for your people, because every other country's dollar goes through their community. The Asian dollar, the Mexican dollar, the Jamaican dollar, it goes through their community 30 times before it gets out of their community, before it gets out of their culture. You know what I'm saying? The black people, the Jamaicans, it goes through their circle 30 times before it even gets anywhere else. Let's be those people as well, okay? So support Black-owned businesses, period. Okay, and the other person, I'm that person who tries to be like, I ain't gonna be before you long, sugar. But the other person I want to shout out today and support is Aaron, my good friend. Yep. His page is Touch by, oh, I like that, Touch by Legs. I will be reviewing the products as well, but it's Touch.
And I'm supposed to interview this person, so
She's shady. I just learned. Touch by Legs. Let me spell that. The word Touch by, and then Legs is Leggzz. He a Leo, so he gotta be extra, okay? Touch by Legs, and regular page. Okay, his regular page is Legs. Leggzz. So 3 Z's, but y'all go get them.
okay.
And support them and support each other.
Now you gotta promote me.
Oh, I've been support. Tell me I ain't been supporting her all week. Okay, so check this out. So
Okay, you talking about my $5 card?
Let me
I'm
say I'm
writing a book. Promote me.
Let me go back on my live. Okay. So my friend. Oh shoot, I didn't do that. So my friends. I'm sorry. One moment. Okay, so my friend, I bet, hold on. Let me see if I can get this and then I can go back and do that. Okay, so that was Seasons with Z of April. Candles, milk baths, scrubs, because I didn't say it on here, I'm sorry. Milk, scrub, lip balms, oils. Go support her, April. Black owned business, period. Let's go. What the other one was? Touch by Legs. Touch by Legs. That is Erin's page. Is Touch by Leggzz. Touch by Legs, and then his regular page is.
And that's for plus size people, y'all.
Plus size,
Okay.
any size. And his other page is Erin's other page is Legs Leggzz with 3 Z's. The other one's with 4 Z's. Okay, so y'all can go watch Let Bree Tell It, and this is where I did shout y'all a little better. I cut it off. It's on her page. Let Bree Tell It. So it's Let and then the word Bree, Brii. Tell It. And then she has, okay, so Brianna is also promoting as well as she's also promoting as well as have cards. So if you need your eulogy, if you need your wedding vows, if you need cards for Christmas, cards for Thanksgiving, just because cards, get well cards, any cards. Check this out, y'all. There's no excuse. Like, stop supporting Hallmark. They making their money going to their community. Again, I say 30 times before it gets anywhere else. Let's be like them, okay? Let's be better than them, okay? $5 for cards. $5 for cards. If you're gonna get a card, you're gonna get a card for $5 anyway, or you might get one for $1. But $5 cards. Let's support. Let Bree Tell It is her page. I'm trying to look at all 3 of y'all at the same time. Let Bree Tell It is her page. $5 cards. Erin, he clothing. I'm sorry, I didn't tell y'all that. He makes clothing. When I tell y'all they bomb, they bomb. Like, I'm talking about he was decked, baby, okay? So go support him and support April. Seasons of April. Go support April as well. And her oils and stuff and candles. Forget the doodles and forget the Better Homes and the Walmart brand, the Family Dollar brand, and all the other brands. Go support Black owned business. Okay? All right, and I'm done. I ain't gonna talk no more.
Okay, y'all. So at the end of the day, let me do this inclusion real quick, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in for this episode. I'm pretty sure y'all had to have learned something. If you haven't, that's not my problem. So, okay, basically. But I appreciate y'all. I would definitely go follow these people. Look what they got in. Like I say, support Black people. Focus on your mental. And make sure y'all tune in next week to see my sit down with Renee Harris. She's a singer. She's going to be singing for us, and y'all are going to love her story. So shout out to that. Tune in. Keep up with my best friend. Y'all going to see her on my live regardless. We both out here promoting. So at the end of the day, y'all going to see us. So until next time.
Tuesdays. Black-owned businesses. I am promoting.